What's going on, everyone? Today in this video, I wanted to talk about a minimalist approach to what we can do with our stimulus checks. Now, of course, it's very tempting to buy something new and exciting, but we all know that maybe there's a more financially responsible way that we can use this money. And some minimalist philosophies that I've talked about in other videos can absolutely be applied here. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Here I talk about minimalism content, frugal living, self-improvement, and things of that nature. So if that sounds good to you and you end up liking the video, be sure to like and consider subscribing. Now let's jump right in. Now the first thing on this list is to pay off credit card debt. I remember reading somewhere recently that the average American has somewhere around $5,000 in credit card debt, which is a lot of money. This stimulus check is a great opportunity to get $600 knocked off your total balance. And obviously, paying off credit card debt will save you from having to pay unnecessary interest down the road. There are two popular methods to paying off credit cards: the snowball method and the avalanche method that I've talked about before. But you could pause the video right here if you're interested in knowing what those are. Of course, paying off your credit cards may bump up your credit score and of course bring you some peace of mind. So I think using your stimulus to pay off a credit card balance or pay towards a credit card balance is a great way to use this money. Now, the next thing on this list is to fix any car or vehicle issues you might be having right now. Now, I know about this all too well, and fixing a car problem is never something we're ready or excited to spend our money on, and it always seems to happen at the worst possible times. But take advantage of this opportunity to fix a car issue that you may have been putting off for a while. I think it's important to save yourself from having to do this in the future anyways, especially if the problem has a chance of getting more expensive down the road. The next thing here is to take out the $600 cash and only dedicate it to gas and groceries. Withdraw the cash and keep it somewhere secure, like a safe, and only take out enough to fill your gas tank or refrigerator with food. Depending on your gas and grocery budget, this could potentially be enough money to last you for a few weeks or even a few months. And having the cash on hand rather than in your bank account might make you a little more careful seeing the cash physically rather than swiping the credit card and mindlessly spending it. Yes, I have mentioned before that I like to use my credit cards at grocery stores, but for some people, it might be easier to stay disciplined and have better willpower when you actually see the cash being depleted. And it also might help you better gauge how much you're actually spending on these two things over the course of time. Now, the next thing on this list is to build an emergency fund. Now, anyone that's familiar with Dave Ramsey knows that he preaches having a $1,000 emergency fund. And if you don't have any money in an emergency fund, this is a great opportunity to get more than halfway there. I mean, just look at the reason we're getting this stimulus in the first place. In times of uncertainty, or if we're not sure if we're going to have jobs, having an emergency fund can definitely save us a lot of headache and give us peace of mind. And it could come in handy when we least expect it. Now, the next thing here is to not buy anything spontaneously. A lot of us might see the stimulus as free money, and it might make it tempting for us to buy something that we've been wanting. We try justifying buying something new and expensive and then tell ourselves, oh, I do need a new computer. But going back to things that I've mentioned in previous videos, it's important to identify our needs and wants and use the 30-day rule when making purchasing decisions. I can speak for many when I say that being out of debt or being close to being out of debt will always feel better than buying something new and getting over it within a few weeks. And finally, the last thing on this list is to take out the cash, put it away in your safe, and forget it's there. Now, if you can find the willpower to do that, take your cash, keep it somewhere secure and difficult to get to, and for a little while, just forget that it's even there. If that's what it takes to keep you from spending this money unwisely, make it secure but difficult to get to. And then maybe one day when you're going through your safe or your documents, it'll be that same feeling as when you're doing laundry and find a $5 bill. And when that day comes, you might need it more than you ever have. Anyways, this was just a few things I recommend doing with your stimulus checks. Obviously, we all have different needs and wants, but I hope you got some value out of this video. I'm going to be getting right back to my regular upload schedule very soon. I just have some stuff going on, but I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, consider liking the video and consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.